Anyways, again, we have Jared on pole, Wayne Grass in second, Randall Ballard in third, Chuck Sweeting in fourth, Frank Peacock in fifth, Steve Benjamin in sixth, Bart Fern Bell. I'm guessing here. I'm really not good with names. Tim Phillips, Ronaldo in the 38 ninth, and Colt in the number 19 in 10th. Then we have Brian Farrington in 11th, Rob Denoff in 12th, and Joey Thorndike in for, what was that, 12th? All right, so let's just line these up and wait for the cars to take the grid. You see them lining up here. Wayne is in second, but they're not putting the grid up number-wise. He's always showing without a number and it drops in the back of the field for some reason. I'll have to take a look at this timing and scoring thing. It is just not working right. So, we have Jared on pole, the number 12. Then we have Wayne Grass in second. We have Randall Ballard in third. Chuck Sweeting in the number 26 will be fourth. Frank Peacock in fifth with the number 55. Steve Benjamin in sixth with the 94. 13, the number 13 of Bart will be in seventh. Tim Phillips, the number 40, will be eighth. Ronaldo in the number 38 will be ninth. Colt Cecile will, number 19, will be in 10th, with Brian Farrington in the number 14 in 11th. I'm not seeing a 12th place car. Who do you think it is? I'm guessing Rob Denoff. For some odd reason, they're not giving them a number. Anyways, they're starting to roll off, and let's stay in for some racing. Hopefully these guys will keep it going here. And see where we go from there. Let's move up and take a look at the leader's car. Here it is. Plane number 12. You get a sponsor on that fella's car. And you see Wayne's number 5 pencil right to his outside. Randall is in the pits, starting from the pits, I'm guessing. Then we have Chuck Sweeting in the 26. You can see him on the outside with that white and green Camaro. And that's Frank Peacock in the number 55 to his left. Number 13 is Bart with Steve Benjamin to his outside. Then we have Tim Phillips and Ronaldo side by side with Colt and Brian Farrington in the 14. The number 18 is Danny Jerian. I did not see him on track. So I think we have about 18 cars on track. We'll go up into camera 3 and see what we got going to have happen here. There is, again, a free fix in this open racing series. Oh my, look at that. They're one up the middle. I think it's Ronaldo. Oh, and Steve is going around, and he hit that inside wall hard, and no. Good grief. You want to know who else hit the wall?
Don't tell me, Wayne.
Wayne hit the wall again. That's right. What in the world has happened. And I think I just
If
saw.
it weren't for bad luck, I don't think Wayne would have any luck at all.
He wouldn't have
won
any
that
luck
last
at all.
championship.
Yeah, he has. He's been caught up in just about everything that can possibly happen. So right now we have a caution. Jared is still leading this thing. We'll bring it back to the stripe with Chuck Sweeting in second. And then we have Frank Peacock in third. Slow down, buddy. Slow down. There is a caution on track. Or is there? I'm showing the caution. Yeah, the lights are on, but that 50... Oh, maybe the 55 let up. And he was just taking the position back. He sure had a head of steam when he went by Chuck. I was sure he was not taking it easy. So in any case, we're under our first course, full course caution, and that was lap 1. Yeah. A little bit too much excitement to start with. Let's go and take a look at Wayne. Wayne is at the back of the field. Steve Benjamin is... Let me take a look at his car. He surely went in and took that free fix because his car looks good now, but he hit the inside wall a ton. Again, guys, we put free fixes on these open races so that anybody can join and get the racing experience with us. But basically, we run it as realistic as the sim will allow in our regular series of racing. So there are no free fixes. You wreck it, you either fix it and ride around in it, or you put it on the hauler. It's as real as it gets. Premier Race Network has been doing this for 16 years now, and it's definitely working. So we're not about to change up what a good thing it is. So as you can see there now, we've thinned out the field. There's been 3-4 cars. Danny Jurian, that's as best I can, has gone a lap down. Joey Thorndike and Blair did not take the start. There would have been 18 cars. So Steve Benjamin's at the back of the pack now in 14th. You can see here some of the guys are looking like they're going to cut down and go to pit lane. We'll have to see what that is. Steve has to let everybody go by because he pitted before the pits were open for him. Of course, after hitting the wall as hard as he did, I don't blame him, not one bit. He's showing 1 lap down right now. I suppose that's part of the deal, right? You go into the pits, they're going to give you 1 lap down. Jared seems to be doing okay up front. We're going to keep an eye on the 26 car following him. That's, again, past champion of the Premier Race Network, who still runs part-time, showing up every now and then and do some races with us. He's extremely well qualified as far as racing, sim racing goes. Always has a home at the Premier Race Network. Speaking of home at the Premier Race Network, if you go to the premierracenetwork.com, you can see what we're about. You can take a look at our video page and take a look at the videos going back as far as 2007. We did start this league in 2004. We're running the Sierra Papyrus 2003 season by NASCAR. Which is like the predecessor to iRacing, or at least many of the code writers came from there. So basically we have 16 years of league racing online. That's right, 16. We just completed our 15th year. That is a long time to be hosting races and running a league. So we've met a lot of talented drivers. We've run road course, dirt, you name it. We've run whatever was there to run. Our guys run simulation of racing. It's not a game for them. We don't have children in our league. They're all adults. Basically, it's top of the crop when it comes to racing. So let's get back to the racing. Jared's lined up on the inside with Chuck Sweeting to his outside. Bart in third, Brian in fourth, Colt with Ronaldo to his outside, Frank in the 55 with Robert Helms in the 16 to his outside, and then we have James Danforth in ninth and Tim Phillips. They are landing at the top 10. And we're seeing the pace car head down pit lane. We're about to go back green here. And green. You can see that opens up the bottom. I'm not sure if Chuck will drop right down there or if he'll stay to the high line. And who is that? That's the 14 behind him. Yeah, their 14 is now looking to the inside. Oh, he got loose and straight up to the wall. I thought there was going to be contact. He slid up so high. And there you go. They are battling for position. And he takes it from Chuck Sweeting and goes on into second. Number 13 of Bart coming in on the inside of Chuck Sweeting here. Going to obviously try and make the move for third place over the 26. We have a loose car down in turn one, and he saves it. And I'm still going, who is that? Like, I can't see down on the bottom. The 14 just touched the apron in turn 4 and stay at the track. Chuck gets by, and the 13 looks like he's going to go by. I did not see who that was sliding down the bottom. It's Colt. Yeah, it's Colt. So let's get back up to the action here. You'll see that Chuck has moved up into second. One car just blinked out, came back. And that is, I think, Ronaldo, if I'm not mistaken, in 38. And he's just outside the 55 of Frank Peacock. So then we got the 14 and the 13 that are battling for position. And then the 14 takes it away from the 13, and going into turn 1, he has now taken third place and heads off trying to run down Chuck Sweeting, who is running in second behind Jared Turnbull. Looking like they've got this thing all lined up, and they're going to go for a few green laps, I would imagine, hopefully. But it's not a lot of fun when you see the caution, so green flag runs are good here. And we now have, I'm going to go through the field here with Jared, and what we'll do is we'll get a closer view. So we have Jared Turnbull in the number 12, with Chuck Sweeting in the Mystery Motorsports 26 in second. In third place we have Brian Farrington in the Winn-Dixie Ford Mustang, with Bart Farnbull in the 13 behind him. Frank Peacock in the number 55 is in fifth. Oh, he just got loose. And then Ronaldo just went by him, the number 38. Robert Holmes is in the number 16, and he's battling for sixth with Wayne Grass. Wayne just took that sixth place away. Tim Phillips should be right behind these guys in the number 40 with Rob Denhoff in the number 39. And then we have Randall Ballard, who's running in the number 28 in 10th position. Steve is one lap in. And just sort of hanging in there. So I imagine if there's a caution, he'll be the lucky dog. Colt has fallen 2 laps off the pace in the number 19. You saw him going to the pits there just earlier. So let's get back up to the lead and watch the battle as it goes on.
Not sure the 94 isn't learned from last night that he's got to save his stuff for the end.
Well, he's a lap down. He got caught up in that first incident, so definitely, he's got to take it easier. He has no free fixes left. He hit that inside wall a ton. I'm not sure. I don't recall exactly who got into him, but yeah, it wasn't good. And Frank Peacock pulled off into the pits, and so did James Danforth. So two cars in just the last lap disappeared from the running. So let's go back up front and have ourselves a look at the race for the lead. You see it's heating up a bit here. And there we have Chuck Sweeting. He is heating up the back bumper of the number 12 of Jared Turnbull. Look at these cars go. Oh, he pulls right up there. Right up there. Did you see how close he was? That there'll make a car loose if it's not loose already.
Yeah, he's having to let off.
He can drive so much deeper into the corner, I believe that's where he's making up the ground. You see the cars coming down the backstretch here. Let's go and have a look at the 4th place car. And Wayne has made it from the back, because he got caught up in that first incident, all the way up to 6th place. I know he was telling me earlier that he was working on a setup for the race in hopes that it would go long, and he wasn't going to blow out his tire. He was adamant about the setup that he had was going to go long. It was going to be a good long haul car. Didn't have to be the fastest, but it sure had to be steady. I think it's looking pretty steady right now. So we'll move back, take a look at Tim. Tim is in the 40 car tonight. It's rare that we see him outside of the 21. You can see, even though Rob was having trouble during qualifying. Ooh, that's which car is that? That's Robert's number 16 right down low. Did he bounce off the wall or something? Let's go take a quick look and see. He came up. Oh yeah, he scraped the wall. Had to move it down, get out of the way. All right.
Well, that's probably because he was really close to Wayne.
Yeah.
Give him a scare.
There he is again. This time it's down in the infield. I think I saw. Okay, it was Randall Ballard. I was going to say I saw a yellow car back there. I bet if it was Wayne, he was probably praying, don't wreck in front of me. Poor Wayne, he's been having the worst luck in 2020. All right, so this number 16 car is definitely loose. It's got a right side damage, and he's dropped back into the last car on the lead lap. And the 16 goes to pit lane. Yeah, he's got too much damage. All right. Where was I? So the lead is still an ongoing battle here. We moved through the field, got to see a little bit of A little bit of the 16 getting loose, but Chuck is working over the back of that number 12. What's he going to do? We saw this last night where they seem to, if they went low or they went high, there was an inability to actually make the pass. I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it, or if it's that line sensitive that you have to arc it in from the high side all the way down to the low side. We'll see here. This Chuck's going all over the back of him. Oh, looked like Jared may have scraped the wall a little bit. Doesn't look like any big damage. And we've got Chuck working over that number 12, lap after lap. We'll go back and take a quick look at the 14, who's running in third place right now, followed by the 13. And that is quite a gap. That is quite a gap back. They're 3 seconds back of the leader. Now we got Tim Phillips and Rob Denoff working over for 6th place with yesterday's winner of the truck race here, Randall Ballard, following them close behind. And Wayne Grass taking care of his car. You can see that there's doesn't seem to be any damage on that car right now. And he's fallen back. He was in 6th place. He's all the way back to 9th now. So he may have gotten loose a little bit, saved it. We're going to go back up to the lead here. And again, you can see that Chuck is working on the 12 of Jared Turnbull. Jared's new to the league, so we're getting to see his first laps with us and see how he does. He's handling himself quite well. So I think we'll take by the end of this preseason, we'll get those rookie stripes off and get him a double-digit number for the league. He's holding off Chuck Sweeting, who's a past champion in the league. He was a Cup Series champion, a late model, I believe, a champion as well. I'd have to go and check those facts, but that's 2015, 16, something like that. We have a car around on the backstretch, no caution because it was down off the racing booth from what I could see. And I think it was the number 16. Let me go back and see here. And we'll see him coming off of turn 2. Hit the wall again. Oh yeah, this one's terminal. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's just terminal right there. So yeah, there's no doubt his night is done. So now we have Jared Turnbull still holding the lead. Chuck has slipped back a little bit. So there's a bigger gap, maybe 0.5 of a second. Doesn't sound like much, but in terms of distance, well, there it is right there. It's 10 cars, 8 car lengths. And next back to that is the 14 of Brian Farrington, who's catching up. He was further back. And then back to Bart in the number 13, who's in 4th. It's 5 seconds the interval. So they're take a look from the cockpit if they can even see the lead track. No, they do not see the lead track. They're doing onboard here. See how steady his hand is. As Rob pulls to the inside, trying to make the pass here. And it looks like he's going, yeah, they can see the leaders up there. So that's what 5 seconds, so 6 seconds difference interval looks like on track. For all you drivers out there, you know what it's like. Look at that glare of the sun on the front of this car. And it's a nice looking car, number 13. So he's just fallen to 5th. Rob Denoff has moved up to 4th. He started in the back of this, did he not?
He started way back there.
Yeah, I don't think I even saw him on the grid pole. I was like, where is he starting? So yeah, all the way up to fourth. Then we have Tim following those two close behind in the number 40. So let's go back up front and make sure we're not missing anything. We still have Jared pulling Chuck and Brian Farrington. Chuck Sweeting is he's not as close as he was earlier on. Do you think he gave out too much at the beginning of this run?
I'm not sure if he's conserving or if he's just used up his front tire.
I'll have a quick look here. See what Brian's doing. Brian's running right in behind the 26 of Chuck Sweeting. You see a yellow car up there in the distance just ahead of the leader, so they're catching some lap traffic here. Look at that. It seems to be that the 26 is pushing up the hill off turn 4. You see she'll go up the hill there. And I think that's going to open it up and let the 14 go on by. And 14 clears him and arcs it down into turn 2, and he's heading off towards his prey, which would be the number 12 car of Jared Turnbull. And it stays green. It's still green here. We're running on lap 35. Last night, what did we run? 50 laps in half an hour? I think we had 2 cautions or 3 cautions, so there might be more laps in tonight's race, but time remaining 7 minutes 35 seconds. So yeah, roughly right now we got 36 laps in the books of 56, and oh my, the 14 just plowed that wall. Let's have a quick look at that. It just got loose. It just, once it started the turn, it wouldn't stop turning on him. Yeah, that's done. The right front of that car is caved in, but again, off the racing line, so we keep it green. We're still going. He obviously had it towed, and it's in the pit lane right now. Well, that was a shame because he really worked that car. He moved all the way back up to second place and was challenging for the lead there. Basically, that car was too loose to handle on the long run. So Jared is he's putting a show on tonight. He's just driving a smooth line. That car is steady and solid, or at least it appears to be to us. See usually by the steering wheel, but he's not jerking the wheel around either way. It seems to be nice and smooth. A wee bit of back and forth on it, but it's nothing too serious as far as being loose goes. And we got Chuck's falling off a full 2.5 seconds behind him. You see how his wheel is going from right to left to right to left? That's definitely looser than what we saw in Jared's car. Let's go and see. We'll have a look at Rob. Rob's up to third place, but he's a full. Well, according to this, he's in fourth place now. Tim is going by on here on the inside. Yeah. So that's 8 seconds. Rob is still right behind him here. We'll take a look and see. We'll get another camera angle. Did he scrape the wall hard? Or yeah, he just scraped it. Didn't damage the car from what I could see. So Tim, Rob, and Randall, they all started in the back. Actually, Randall started from the pit lane. Is up to 5th. Martin, the 13th, is back to 6th. Ronaldo's in 7th. Steve Benjamin's up to 8th, but still a lap down. Wayne Grass is a lap down now. Where is Wayne? He must have just got lapped. No? looks like his car's solid as he drives under the 38 of Ronaldo here. And we'll go back to the front. Jared in the number 12. He is just enjoying himself. Out for a nice Sunday evening ride in the number 12 Camaro. We're on lap 42, so there's less than 15 laps to go here. Let's just let you all know that if you're interested in joining the Premier Race Network, go to our website, premierracenetwork.com. You can also send us an email to premierracenetwork@gmail.com. Other than that, you can look us up on YouTube. Just type in Premier Race Network and see we have a lot of videos up there. Again, we're 16 years into a league sim racing. So it's a pretty big library of races that we have up online. And back to the racing, you can see there's almost a straightaway between first and second place as we'll go through the field here. So Jared's up front with Chuck Sweeting 4 seconds back of him. Tim Phillips has moved to third. He's 8 seconds back of the leader. And then Randall is 1.5 seconds behind Tim, with Rob less than a second behind Randall. And then Bart has fallen to an additional 4 seconds off of Rob. Steve is the first car 1 lap down. But if you see there in the screen right now, you can see that Wayne Grass is also a lap down, but he seems to be the faster car. So he might make this lap back up. Ronaldo is down on the apron in 9th and heading towards the pits from what I can see. He's 2 laps down. And the number 19 of Colt Cecile is 2 laps down as well. But looks like he's got his handling where he needs to be, and he's taking it towards Ronaldo. If he can get past Ronaldo, and Wayne has gotten past Steve here for the lucky dog position. Should a caution come out, and Steve looks to be up the track, heading towards the wall from what I can see. So that's the rundown of the cars that are still on track. We now have 10 cars that are still running, and we'll go back to the leader here and have a good look. And take a look from the blimp, see what type of traffic he might come into, and also see how big this track really is from the blimp. It's 1.5 miles around, with a straight backstretch and a what they call a tri-oval front stretch. So it's not actually a straightaway, but in terms of NASCAR, it's a tri-oval. So it's the front straightaway, which isn't quite straight, kind of D-shaped. And let's go back and see where Chuck is. Chuck is, he's basically hanging on to this car from as Jared just drives away from him here. And then there's Tim. Tim is catching Chuck. But that's Randall, last night's winner, behind Tim. So these guys are making the move on the second place car. It's now lap 50, and it's the white flag. So we are looking at the last lap, and Jared has this in hand. If he can come off of turn 4 here, he will pull himself into victory lane. And as the sun's going down behind the grandstands, you'll see right there, boom, he takes the checkers. What an amazing race. Did that surprise you at all, Mike? Jared came in and just put it to them.
Well, it surprised me that Chuck didn't get up there closer, but he did have a little bit of trouble getting by him in the first place, and that probably used up all his equipment.
Well, I got to tell you, Jared joined our league just after the end of our 2019 series, so we haven't seen much of him. He came in and did a race last week. What happened? I think he pulled off a good run, but I can't recall. But yeah, he sure put it on him tonight. And, he put Chuck Sweeting's a champion. He put him down. Wayne Grass is a champion. He put him down. Steve Benjamin's a champion. He put him down. Tim Phillips, I believe he's a champion in one of the lower divisions. Where's he coming from?
He had the better set.
He sure did. Well, what do you say we grab a hold of second place, because I do not see him. We'll grab Chuck and pull him down here. Say hi for a bit.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, Chuck. Ned here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How's it going, Ned?
It's going. I just watched an amazing race. Yeah, that young Jared fella put it on you guys tonight. He pulled away. What was up with that? What were you dealing with?
he knows more about these things than I do, probably. I didn't have a setup, so I just ran the Vegas fixed setup, and I was good for 20 laps or so, and then it got tight, and I only had like 22% left on the right front at the end there.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they'll blow a tire. They will blow a tire. I saw Steve last night blow one of the trucks.
Yeah, I've seen it on videos on YouTube and stuff, but I haven't had it happen yet. But yeah, I was pretty close to having it happen there, and that's why I slowed way down toward the end there, just trying to get it home to second. But it was a fun race. It was a good race with you guys again.
I was going to say, it's good having you back in the field. What have you been up to lately?
Just same old. Just I haven't run open setup in probably almost, other than like once or twice with you guys last year. Other than that, I don't think I've run an open setup in a year and a half, 2 years maybe. Yeah, I just don't have the time. My mom's got Alzheimer's and dementia.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, so it's a full-time job. Some nights I don't get to race. Sometimes I'll start a race and then have to bail out, and I certainly don't have the time to put in to build setups and all. So yeah, just day-to-day thing. Get through what I can, have a little fun when I can, and go on to the next day.
Well, I feel for what you're going through. I had the same with my mom before she passed away. It's a lot of work, but the love there for a mom, you can't let her down. And, just glad to see you up and running, getting some fun out there. And again, if you want to have some fun, drop by, you're welcome anytime.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I keep in touch with Gil Gawk, and I told him I would really like to run with you guys more this season, but I don't have the time for the setups. He suggested getting with VRS and at least getting the base set up, so I might do that. We'll see how it goes here. So.
Well, it's good talking with you. I'm going to put you back up there. And who finished third? Tim Phillips. I'm going to have to grab him, bring him down before we close out the broadcast. We're doing broadcasts now, as you can see, over our trucks, B car, and we're going to have part-time broadcasts of our Cup Series this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'll put you back up there and grab a hold of Tim. And geez, I wish you all all the best there with your mom, and hope that everything goes well with you.
Thanks, Ned. I appreciate it.
All right, Chuck. Take care.
You too.
User was moved out of your channel.
Okay, I was gonna say we'll grab Tim, but he doesn't seem to be there. So Jared Turnbull pulls off the win, followed by Chuck Sweeting, Tim Phillips, Randall Ballard. Randall is still there. Let's grab all of them.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, Randall.
Hey,
How are you doing? You started in the pits, for goodness sakes, and got yourself a top 4. How did you go ahead and do that?
I had to run to the restroom right quick.
Yeah, I know that happens.
I got back and there was 2 left on the counter, and then I said, "Well, I'll start from the pits. I probably I wouldn't. I figured there'd be a caution, but I didn't think there'd be one that damn quick, so I didn't even go a lap down."
Well, that was a pretty good run there, I'll tell you. Starting from the pits, finishing 4th, heck of a run. And after last night, I thought, geez, is he going to make the run all the way to the top spot?
Nah, I was too far back there. That green car that was blinking door slammed me there at the start finish line.
Was that the Ronaldo?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Number 38. Yeah, I was watching him. He blinked out a couple of times when we were looking at him, but yeah, I don't suppose he had any intention of it. It was just one of those internet things.
Yeah, I mean, I was beside him. I got beside him coming out of 4, and I knew he was on the outside of me, but I didn't, when he door slammed me, then I remembered he was the one that was blinking, so he must have blinked out and then blinked back into me.
Yeah. Well, good talking with you. I'm glad you were able to get up in the 4th position from the back, and that's definitely from the back. How was the car handling tonight?
It was a piece of junk. I just used the damn fixed set. It got tight there at the end, but it was showing me having 35% wear on my right front. So, but it was tight. But it was.
Well, you're the second one to use that setup. Chuck, who finished in 2nd, he told me he used the fixed setup as well, and he said it got tight at the end as well, and he had 25% left on his tire. I was like, you don't want to go much further than that, because we saw Steve Benjamin last night get a blowout.
Yeah, I was real loose on that first lap. I had to kind of pedal it there, but it seemed like from after it got the first lap out of its system, it was pretty good. But it was, I made a couple changes to it, but nothing real big. It still had that 73 nose weight in the front of it, so I never paid much attention to the nose weight. Then after the race, I looked at it and I said, that's the reason why I got tight.
All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you later. I'll put you back up there, and we'll grab a hold of Rob, who finished in 5th, and have a little chat with him. Good race there, Randall, and congratulations on another top 5.
Yep, we'll talk to you later, man.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Mr. Rob Denoff, are you there?
I am.
Well, top 5.
Yeah.
Starting from where you started, I was wondering what happened in qualifying, because you were way back there, and you worked your way through the field all the way up to a top 5. That's pretty impressive.
I will let you know what I did. I lost track of how much time was left. I went in and I put in the VRS Chicagoland set, went out and ran one lap with it, and then you went to deal. So I just left that in there when that Chicagoland VRS setup.
And Chicagoland's flatter than Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, but it didn't wobble on me or nothing.
Huh.
I just wore the tires out at the end. I only had like 23, 24, 45 left on the right front.
Well, dang. Because both Randall and Chuck were running the fixed setup, and they were saying basically that they were down to 30 and 25% remaining on their tires. So that tire mod's eating them up.
Yep. All I want to do is Steve put a set up there, but he said that he blew a tire at 40 laps, and I'm saying we're going to run about 60, so that means you have to pit. So that's why I switched to Chicagoland. So I just want to see what it looked like, and it worked good.
We ran 51 laps tonight.
Yeah.
So congratulations on another top 5. Good run.
Yeah,
and I will sign off tonight, and I'll go up and chit chat with you guys after.
Roger that.
So good run, man. Talk to you in a bit.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, there you have it. Yet another race in the books. Again, for those that are interested in trying out for the Premier Race Network, you can come and join us 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be at Las Vegas in the Cup Car tomorrow, and then we'll be heading out to, I believe, Auto Club, but don't quote me on that. We're running races 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every night until February. And in February, we'll start our regular season. The Truck Series starts on the 13th. I believe the B car is 17th, and the 18th for the Cup car. We run our regular series races during the year now. Instead of the weekend, we've moved them. The trucks will be running on Thursday nights, and the Cup car and B car will be Monday and Tuesday, with the following the week of. So people will have time to prepare setups and work setups and do the NIS and whatnot. And then the following Monday of that week, they'll be running the B car, and then Tuesday the Cup car. So all the information's up on the website. If you check on the scheduling, check out our video page, and that's all at the premierracenetwork.com. If you haven't done it so far, hit that follow button on the Premier Race Network at Twitch TV, and follow us. Again, we're going to be broadcasting every night through January, up into the mid-February. And this is Ned Adams and Mike Adams. We'll be signing off right now, and talk with you again at the next track. Have yourselves a good night. Good night, Mike.
Good night.